many Canadians with weight problems. I think that when you look at statistics, the US, I think, is probably more overweight generally than Canadians.
So I'm 25 years old and I've always struggled with my weight.
My weight problem started when I was a kid, and I knew that it was always, being a nurse, I knew that it was, even as an adult, that it was unhealthy, but it was such a struggle.
Bounce in between 120 to 190, which is a big thing to bounce from.
I would lose 30 pounds and I would gain 40, and I would lose 40 and I'd gain 45. And I had spent probably several years on and off sort of researching weight loss surgery, and then I would think to myself, well, that's too extreme. I need to just lose the weight. So I would go and I would join one of these weight loss places, and I'd spend thousands of dollars and I'd lose 30 or 35 pounds.
A tool that's going to help me reach my goals and not feel like I'm doing it all by myself and fighting this battle that's never ending. So I'm just hoping for some stability in my life in regards to my weight. And
it just became more realistic as the older I got, and the more that it was that yo-yo dieting, it just became the answer to me.
A girlfriend of mine wanted to have something like this done, and so she went looking outside of Canada for other options, and she came here to get it done. And
this is my second time here because I brought a family member. It just seems the thing to do. There's no looking back.
Happy with reports about you and your background and your knowledge and expertise in the surgery. And
hours and hours and days and weeks and months probably researching weight loss surgery basically all across the world. I was in contact with people in Costa Rica and the US and Mexico, and when I found this website and I started doing more research, and I went onto YouTube and I looked through all the testimonials and made some phone calls. From a travel perspective, it was a lot closer to go to Mexico. It's essentially just across the border from the US, so it really didn't seem a lot different than going to the US for surgery, except that the cost was significantly less. And everything that I had researched looked top-notch.
If you want to go through the public healthcare system, you're going to be on like a 4-year wait list, and you need to meet a lot of criteria, like a huge BMI. If you want to go for it privately, I think it's about $15,000 to $25,000, so it's quite expensive. So it doesn't make it very accessible for very many people.
I think that in Canada, there's so much of a need, and I think that it's so much of a realistic thing for people to do, to have weight loss surgery, but because the surgeons in Canada, the waiting lists are years long, and when I sort of made the decision to get weight loss surgery, there were several factors, of course, that played into it, but one was, do I want to go somewhere where this surgeon does like thousands and he's done like tens of thousands, or do I want to go to this surgeon where he does, a few hundred? I wanted to go to the guy who has all the experience.
So for me, I felt more comfortable having somebody who does the surgery like 4 or 5 times a day, as opposed to somebody who does it like once a year. Canadians and Americans and kind of the Western culture have this huge misconception and this like superiority aspect as far as their healthcare system is concerned. We think that the only place to get good healthcare is back at home, which is just really not true when we're far behind a lot of other countries as far as like research. And
the OCC facility, compared to anything that I've seen at home, far surpasses in terms of hospitality and cleanliness and just people bending over backwards to assist you and serve you, and it's been bar none exceeds any expectations that I would have had, as well as anything that I've seen in Canada. Even right down to the rooms, you know, that you stay in here with the water fountains and the TV and the cozy blankets, and I mean, it's far beyond.
And as far as facility-wise, I mean, this is way better care than you would get in a public healthcare system in Canada, just because it was basically like one-on-one nursing care the whole time you're here, and that ratio doesn't exist in Canada.
When I made the arrangements, it was seriously a phone call to a woman named Carolyn, who was very pleasant on the phone, as well as we would email, so I mean that made it really even simpler. And they made all the arrangements. I made my flight arrangements, but other than that, it was all taken care of. They pick you up at the airport, right at the baggage claim. They're there when you get there. They drive you across the border. You get to go in the fast lane across the border, so there's no waiting. They take you right to your hotel. The hotel staff is amazing. There's like 3 of them all over you trying to help you. The service is phenomenal. The restaurant's good, the rooms are great. The hotel transports you to OCC every day and back. So I mean, it's easy peasy. It's a no-brainer. It's so simple compared to how you would think it's going.
It was super easy. I just had to fill out the health survey, which is just your health record or whatever, and it was just a matter of getting accepted and then booking a date and a plane ticket. It was very, very easy, and I know the gentleman who got it done with me, he had the whole process done within a week.
Well, I was here in January, and then my brother and my sister-in-law came together in July, and they're doing exceptionally well. And this time I'm here because I brought my sister. So, and I don't know if I'll be coming with her or not, but I have another friend who's probably going to come within the next 2 or 3 months.
As a nurse, I thought that it was amazing that you even got to have face-to-face time with the surgeons and people that are going to be performing your surgery. That doesn't happen in Canada. You don't get to meet the people sometimes, or maybe you do very briefly, but most of the time you don't know who your anesthesiologist is, you don't know who your nurse is, you don't know who your surgeons are or have the opportunity to really talk to them. And here, that was the first thing that you got to do. So as a nurse, I really appreciated that.
In January, I had a gastric sleeve. I weighed in at a hefty 219 when I started, and I'm down to about 161 right now, so I've lost about 60 pounds or so. And it's changed my life tremendously. There's too many things to even mention. I feel so much better. I'm healthier. I have a lot more energy. My mood is better. I don't find that I'm not as grouchy. I'm more patient with my kids. I think that I have a whole new understanding, I think, too, an appreciation for people and their weight loss issues, and now I feel like I'm out there wanting to help them because I get it, and I know there's an answer.
Everybody's so personable and friendly, and really help put you at ease when you're here. So very professional. Yeah.
Oh, I think the experience in the staff here has been wonderful. They are so kind and so warm, and I think that they know how to take care of people. I think that's a huge part of it. And again, just from being in the healthcare field in Canada, I think the people here have it wrapped up with a bow because they know how to take care of people. There's a real warmth there. There's so many people that have thought about it, that have never sort of opened up or spoke out about it, but I think that if it was right there and it was easy to do and it was accessible and realistic, because I think people are still caught on the $30,000 that it costs in Canada, right? So I think that if it became realistic for people, I think that, yeah, and OCC Canada would be awesome.